They get out of school at 3 o'clock.
Catch her in the rye for sure.
In this shot, it's 3 o'clock.
You're probably gonna be a virgin till you're 35 years old.
That's a good way to not keep a substitute teaching job. In this shot, it's about 10 seconds till 3. Where did the bag and the person carrying it go?
But I do have this first generation iPhone.
Why is that your primary phone? How do you use any type of apps that are only accessible when you have iOS 7 and higher? How do you go on YouTube and watch low-budget crime videos on this movie?
Assuming there are space doctors out there on some undiscovered planet. Or my second favorite Justin Bieber song. Sorry.
That was a good one.
Indeed it was.
It's beautiful.
Hey, I'm there.
His head was not aimed that low to where he couldn't have seen them initially walk in out of his near peripheral vision.
There's my beautiful baby girl.
That's all, State Stan. Are you in good hands?
Larkin Prep wants him to teach full time.
There is no Larkin Prep in Manhattan.
How are you, sir? Good.
You're late.
Megan was late too.
What is Megan's handsome, successful ex-boyfriend doing here?
And cue the ex-boyfriend that's more successful than the fiance.
Nice cars, waiting for it to transform.
Nice reference.
She's gotten hotter.
How do you look a man in his eyes and say this about his fiance?
One drink won't kill us.
The equivalent to, what's the worst that can happen? And then the worst happens.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm just trying not to look at your junk.
Okay.
Pause. Why does he still have that?
I'm not saying it's ruined. Only half the guests have left so far.
It's ruined.
Palmetto Hotel's supposed to be a really nice hotel, but the service here is unacceptable.
No, es que este no es el Palmetto Hotel, es el Mills House Hotel.
I may be reaching here, but the Mills House Hotel is actually in Charleston, South Carolina, but the only Palmetto Hotel in the area is the Palmetto Bluff, which is in Bluffton, which is 2 hours away from Charleston. So it appears that Rob was set up for failure.
I'd like to report a pervert.
That's not illegal. He ran past more than 5 security personnel. How has no one stopped him yet?
Well.
How did him walking in take 5 minutes?
Somebody who feels, I don't know, you're immature, unreliable, or both.
How are they just guessing his personality spot on?
Know of anyone else other than yourself who doesn't think you're ready to get married?
No.
I can literally think of 2 people off the top of my head, and I've only been watching this movie for 20 minutes. You've known them for way longer and can't think of them?
Just as happy.
Megan, what?
He had to have been standing there all along.
Rob supports me in every way.
Except financially.
Did I just step into a time warp and reemerge in the 1950s?
We need more women like Megan. Groundhog's Day theory.
This is Benny.
We can officially say Benny doesn't look at the caller ID on his phone.
Vicky?
How'd she know to call that number back?
Hello?
Mom, I need your help.
He's made this call twice around the same time, and his mom was singing during both calls. Why isn't she doing that here?
In our 208-year history, we've never once missed the bells or a wedding.
Like, not even for the plague?
If the plague he's talking about is the bubonic plague, which on the low end occurred over 650 years ago, then they wouldn't have to miss a wedding considering it happened over 450 years prior.
Remember me?
How did he find him?
Want to buy a drink?
Tia Mowry's husband. One can only assume the lady had a bike of her own and she let Rob ride it.
Can you tell me what day it is?
At that pace, they should have been way ahead of the church and not right in front of it.
Gross, busted up arm. Seriously, is that thing real?
What are you talking about?
His arm literally didn't look like that a second ago. His arm's back to normal. This goes on for 30 more seconds.
Right!
Matrix type scene. If the events restart, why does he still have that lump on his head?
No!
I'd be upset too if I had to wake up on an elevator naked, find clothes, get programs made, inflict harm on myself to get an ambulance to pass by the church, steal Cody's suit, and now I have to get a ring? How'd he find a random wedding to attend?
What I can truly love.
Why'd he go back to the random wedding to read this?
Conceived in my heart.
1 minute of him reciting an excerpt from Jane Eyre.
No, man, get off me, man. I gotta take this suit back tomorrow. Just make sure this tag.
That explains why he still has that.
You're done, Othello. We're gonna go.
Almost pointless Shakespeare reference. Why is this wrench conveniently placed there? That rope's been supporting that bell for ages. I don't think an extra 180 pounds would hurt. Death.
You're not supposed to see me before the wedding. It's bad luck.
Said in literally every movie where the wedding goes south.
You missed our flight to buy a lotto ticket.
Why would she still have that?
Does it bother you that you hold the record for most Grammy nominations without a win?
He's actually tied with Snoop Dogg.
Devin, just don't.
He's not even wearing a name tag. His name tag says concierge.
Roger, Pat, whoever you are.
And there says security.
Several keys got stuck in the gears, trapping you inside.
But how did the doors close and how did he get to the lobby?
She paid me to try to sleep with him.
Okay, let's all believe a hooker.
Like they're less than a person. Why would she still have that? Why would she still have that? Groundhog's Day, Steve. Groundhog's Day theory. How do you go on YouTube and watch low-budget crimes videos on YouTube? How do you go on YouTube and watch low-budget crime videos on... We need more women like Megan.